The Cast Compass Podcast, hosted by Michelle and Lisa Cast. Welcome to the Cast Compass Podcast. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Lisa. And we're a couple of moms, and your hosts on this wild, beautiful ride called life.
We're here to help you navigate your next phase, whether that's family building, career shifts, personal growth, or rewriting the story of what your life should look like.
Our path hasn't been traditional. IVF, job losses, parenting through chaos, starting over in our 40s. But we've learned how to trust our gut and follow our compass, even when it's scary.
Each week we'll bring real talk, a little astrology, a lot of heart, and stories that make you feel seen.
So if you're craving connection, clarity, and maybe a cocktail along the way, welcome home. Welcome to the Cast Compass Podcast. We're Michelle and Lisa, partners in life, moms to our 3-year-old son, Leo.
And guides for anyone navigating their next big chapter.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Michelle.
First episode.
We're here and we're doing it and I'm gonna sing every time. No, I'm not.
We are here.
Should we shake our sillies out?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
We haven't done this in so long.
It's been how many years has it been since we've been behind the mic?
11 years.
No.
The delicious dish.
I miss it.
I know. I've been excited all day.
I'm glad that we're finally doing it.
I know. We're here, guys. We have so much to share. We are drinking what's in today's cup. So we're going to get good cups, like actual branded cups. But we dove into this one.
Well, just like everything.
That's us.
You'll
Cheers.
learn. You're going to learn soon enough. These two they jump right into the deep end.
We just dive in. Today we've got our triple iced espresso, 3/4.
It's basically a dupe caramel macchiato.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Just adding, instead of choosing the caramel macchiato for purchase and just adding the syrups as per the, your...
What are you trying to say, Lise?
It's the cheaper version of the caramel macchiato.
Listen, we try to get paid. So we got our triples with 1 pump of vanilla, almond milk, and a little caramel drizzle.
Yeah.
And we are ready to go.
That girl, I was watching her make it, and she was going like this.
For those who are
caramel
listening,
drizzle.
Lisa's doing a caramel drizzle.
I'm doing a caramel drizzle.
Lisa, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's let everyone know who we are.
Sure. So for those of you who don't know, Michelle and I have been together for 24 years.
Oh, my God. So long.
I know.
Married for 14.
Can you imagine?
I know.
Like, we're only 25.
We are only 25. We met when we were 1. You mean 25 plus 17?
You're so good at math.
I know.
Never would have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yes, we've been together since 2001, and it has been a crazy, crazy ride. Amazing. There's been ups, there's been downs.
Mostly ups.
Mostly ups. Yeah, absolutely. Mostly ups.
And the downs we turn into ups.
This is true. That's your forte.
That's right. It's our roller coaster of life. We will have a whole episode probably eventually on our meet cute story because Lisa tells it so well.
Oh, it is like a novel in itself.
It is a novel. Like Lisa said, 24 years together. We met in 2001. Married for 14. We got married in 2011 on our 10th anniversary. And prior to doing this podcast, we used to do a podcast, as we mentioned. We used to do our 4C Fitness show. Back in 2013, we had lost a ton of weight, a combined 240 pounds.
Yeah.
And people would always ask us how we did it. So we said, you know what? Because we were always striving for more, we said, let's do something fun and creative. So we did a podcast and a web show back in 2013 sharing that journey. We used to have really cool guests come on from the New York City health and fitness scene. And we did that for about a year. I think we ended up having like 50 episodes.
We did. We had 50 episodes.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It was a lot of fun, and we met a lot of people, and we had a small following. And this was before podcasts were really, really big.
Yeah. And a lot of those people still follow us to this day.
Yeah.
Grateful for those 4C Fitness OGs.
I know. And 4C stood for Choose, Commit, Challenge, and Change, which...
we kind of live by that still.
Yeah. That's the only way to make it through life,
I know.
really. Yeah. So right now we've pivoted, right?
Yeah.
We've gone through.
We did go back. We did do a little mini web show for a few weeks or months during COVID. We did the 4C Life.
Oh gosh, that's right. We had that on our Instagram stories.
We did, and
people really love that. Yeah,
we would do like 20-minute episodes, similar to maybe what this will be, talking about. Really, it started with our IVF journey. It would be updates about. We had one really cute episode that was like, what does it all mean, right? Like, what are all the things we're saying in our Instagram stories and posts?
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that time too, we talked a little bit about how we met, which ended up being like 3-part series because it was so much.
It was so much.
Yeah, and so life and COVID and IVF kind of took over, and we shifted away from that for a while, but we're back.
Yes, and we want to inspire others through our story, which is still ongoing. There is no end.
Never. And we've been talking about relaunching a podcast for a long time, and really, when I was kind of pushed to start the Cast Compass, we were like, let's do it. Now's the time. We're doing all the things.
Let's do it all.
So here we are.
All at once.
Yeah. We want to inspire, like Lisa said, others through our story and experiences with our relationship, IVF, which is still ongoing, like you said, and wellness, motherhood. Really just continuously striving for more has been the theme of the last 24 years for us. So bringing it to the Cast Compass podcast.
Yeah, like Michelle said, we want to inspire others through our relationship story, IVF story, wellness, motherhood, and just continuously striving for more. So, Michelle.
Yes, Lisa.
What does the Cast Compass mean to you?
Oh, I love when Lisa gives me like a little interview moment. What is the Cast Compass?
I love it.
I know. You want to have an interview.
I told you I wanted to do that.
Did you tell me it was like your dream to, well, it's your dream to meet Oprah.
Oh, 100%.
Like you literally had a dream you met Oprah.
Yes, I did actually have a dream I met Oprah.
You were literally at her house.
Was it was so real. I was at her house.
Yeah.
So
I'm putting it out there.
I'm absolutely putting it out there.
Manifesting that.
It's been out there already because I had a dream about it.
But I don't know. You give me like Barbara Walter Oprah vibes.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Barbara Walters. Okay.
This is 2020.
So, Michelle, tell me, what does the Cast Compass mean to you?
You really are a natural. It means living what has always been in my heart, literally since childhood, which is to be pursuing our dreams and goals, inspiring others, and living in alignment with the universe's plan and path for us. And really hoping that others can find the motivation to tap into that for themselves through our stories and through our experiences. In layman's terms, it's just really going for it, following that voice inside, trusting your intuition, and knowing that just because there might be, society's idea of how life should look or what we should be doing, that might not be what works for you, unless that feels right for you. But if it doesn't feel right for you, you have to follow that inner compass.
I love that.
Yeah. Did you realize the other night we went to that astrology dinner and our good friend who was there with us had a compass necklace on?
No.
Yeah, we never talked about that.
What?
Yeah.
Did you point it out?
I just I meant to, but you know us, like you said, we're always squawking. So it just never came up.
Oh my God, get out. You think she did it on purpose?
I don't know. Should we ask her?
Should we phone a friend? Let's phone a friend. No, we won't right now. But oh my God, I did not realize that. Oh, I love that.
Just made me think of the inner compass. Lisa, what does the Cast Compass mean to you?
The Cast Compass means to me that there's always a new direction to go in.
You could go north, south, east, or west.
Southeast, northwest.
How else?
Northeast, southeast. Did I say it yet?
I don't know. I think we forgot Southwest.
No, but essentially,
yes,
right? You, kind of like you said, right? Following the path that's in your heart, I think is the best way to really navigate life. And it's not always going to be the easiest path. And I'm saying this now because I did not start out my young adulthood following my own compass. And that's sort of, little arrow kind of kept spinning around, didn't know which way I was going. And now I feel like, we're older, and it's important to share with people who, like us, may have made certain choices and decisions in life for whatever reason you needed to support family or yourself, and maybe it wasn't exactly the route you wanted to go, or maybe you did go the route that meant a lot to you and it didn't fulfill you the way you thought, right? Yeah. So the pivot, the shift, the redirection, that's what the Cast Compass means to me.
I love it. Last night you said, it's the importance of following your dreams and goals. No matter what stage of life we've been in, we've always led with that, wherever the arrow is pointing us.
Thank you for quoting me last night. I can only come up with those things when it's like 11:30 at night.
And you don't want to be awake.
And I don't want to be awake.
Work.
But I'm pacing the den because I will fall asleep if I'm sitting on the couch, and then I come up with something incredibly profound, and luckily Michelle wrote it down.
Luckily, I wrote it down. And just because we said we would talk about astrology, and we don't really have any astrology.
I wanted to say to you. And so tell me, Michelle.
I will tell you, Lisa. So, for those that are wondering, since this is our first episode, I think it's important to say.
Yeah.
The Cast Compass is also about astrology. I've always loved astrology, and I've studied how to do actual astrology readings and charts, which is so fun and exciting. But I didn't even need to study it to be able to tell you these things, I'm sure, because it's just something I've always known. But I am a Leo sun, and Lisa is a Taurus sun. And even though we're not just our sun signs, we're made up of all the other elements of our charts. For the most part, we are pretty typical Leo and Taurus. So that is why at 11:30 last night, Lisa did not want to be awake working. She wanted to be in bed. And when she sits on the couch, she cannot keep her eyes open.
No. It's like instant, I don't know. What did you take to fall asleep? Melatonin?
Yeah.
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 It's that.
It's like your kryptonite.
Yeah, exactly. It puts me right out the couch.
As the astrologer lady told us the other night, we are not each other's best match.
Well, yeah, because if you look at just straight up sun signs, we aren't our best match.
No, Leo and Taurus, we are great.
We're great working together.
We're great partners. Like, oh my God, that meme we shared last night about like making an immaculate vibe.
Right.
With the playlist and the decor.
For an event.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
things like that.
So us.
But luckily, I mean, one may ask, how are you together for 24 years if you're not the perfect zodiac match?
Wow, Lisa. As I said, there are so many elements that go into a chart. But we are also just soulmates.
Well, yes.
And
Gemini moons.
I have Aries rising, and Lisa has Gemini rising. And Lisa's Gemini rising goes extremely well with my Leo sun and my Aries rising. And as Lisa said, we both have Gemini moon. So there's so much compatibility in our big three. Really, the only outlier is your Taurus.
Rude. That sounded like shade to me.
But I love Tauruses.
The only outlier. Yeah,
you collect them. I collect Tauri. Stubborn. Stubborn and beautiful bulls.
That's right.
Anyway.
So why this podcast? Why are we doing it? Who are we hoping to reach?
Yeah.
We hope to shed light on how life can be hard for women trying to do it all, find their way, whether it's mom life, work life, family life in general, finding that balance, or maybe going outside the box and striving for more, something that you haven't done before.
Yeah.
And giving and sharing our story to give others the confidence to go ahead and make leaps and follow the dreams.
Yeah, and it might not just be women, but for the most part, when it comes to the fertility and IVF stuff, I think that's where it resonates with a lot of women or families in general who are struggling maybe with infertility or how to start a family. We have a lot of friends who are single mothers by choice who we've connected with through our IVF journey. We have a lot of our straight friend couples who have gone through IVF and struggled with fertility. So again, it could be, anyone who is just looking for that next step and who might just need a little encouragement or inspiration or just to feel seen.
Right. And to know that you're not alone.
Yeah. So why the podcast? Another note, when Lisa and I get in front of the camera, we always have so much to say, as I'm sure you can tell by these first 15, 20 minutes so far.
Rambling.
A little bit. And that does not necessarily lend itself to social media formats. So hopefully for our social media, we'll take some snippets here. But we really want to share our full story. We really want people to know the good, the bad, the ugly. And we felt that the podcast was a really great medium for that. It's an opportunity to be able to say more, explain more. Maybe you're driving to work. Maybe you're on the train. Maybe you're doing a walk on the treadmill. Maybe you're
running
cooking
a marathon.
Something. Oh, hey, marathon. Our friend's running London.
The London Marathon.
On your birthday.
Yeah.
Go. We ran a few of those.
Just a couple.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Training for a marathon, whatever it is, right? You have the opportunity to maybe hear a couple of fun, familiar voices and stories that will keep you entertained and inspired as you go. At the same time, we think it's a great opportunity to spark conversations and impart valuable information through both our stories and experiences, as well as the guests that we hope to bring onto our show, which is something we really look forward to.
I love that part.
Yeah, the experts and the guests. We always love chatting with people, interviewing them. You know, like we said, Barbara Walters, Oprah vibes. So hopefully bringing those guests on will be more opportunities to not just hear our stories, but to hear from other experts in whatever it is that we're talking about.
To bring people everyone can relate to.
Absolutely. Should we talk a little bit about our values now? Which I think kind of come through in everything we do.
I think so.
But I would love to talk a little more about a few of these things.
Yeah, there's a lot that we can say here in terms of our relationship and our college paths, our career paths.
Yeah.
Where we chose to live over the years and then also getting married before we had it all figured out. Mm-hmm. We're big dreamers with big hearts.
That's one of the ways we've been together for 24 years. Mm-hmm. Because no dream is too small for us. And we support each other wholeheartedly in whatever we want to do, which is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we waited to have kids so that we could try to make sure we had it a little bit figured out, but also experience travel and achieving goals and, getting through our amazing fitness journey that we took.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've always kind of done things our way and been admired for it. Haven't really received too much pushback. Really, most people are like, I love the way you guys are so true to yourselves.
Right.
Maybe our parents had their few concerns at times. Like,
just a few concerns.
Y'all gonna make it?
Like,
y'all gonna be okay?
What?
Why
are you doing?
Why did you go to the city?
What are you doing? Mm-hmm.
No,
and then
they've always been so proud.
No, totally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as a parent, as we know, you worry about your children, and when they make big decisions in maybe an unconventional way, that can be terrifying.
Yeah.
But we sure have proven that those jumps and
they pay
those
off.
Unconventional choices really paid off. So, and that's more about like the universe sort of understanding what your true compass is.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And knowing that you're in tune with that and following it. Mm-hmm. I mean, even in 2001 when we met, and even before that, I think we both knew we were never taking conventional paths in life.
Yeah, I think that's what made a lot of my adolescent life difficult for me and giving me I had a lot of uncertainty about a lot of things. But the one thing I was certain of was that I was definitely different from other kids and people. And I didn't know how I would find my way through that. But then, we'll get to this. But
you did.
Certain choices.
Yeah, we
were the right choices. And a lot of that had to do with staying true to myself.
We spoke recently at Lisa's high school for an event called Human Relations Day, and we told our whole story. And it was really beautiful for us to put that on paper and see it and then be able to share that with the kids because we were totally different people. We were, but we weren't. Because we are still kind of very much the same as when we first met.
We were just like undercurated.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
Because we always had like big dreams and big goals, but we've definitely come really far. And even when we were planning for our podcast today, we were like, wait, what were we doing recently where we were literally laying our whole lives out on paper? And Lisa was like, Human Relations Day. And even though we've taken some unconventional paths in life, we do really value and appreciate family traditions. We both come from traditional Italian families, which we're so proud of. We love being Italian. But we like to do things with our own twist. Even though, like I said, we've been taking some unconventional paths maybe, we do kind of still at our hearts know who we are and where we come from. And that's always been important to us, which also is what kind of made taking those unconventional paths a little bit harder, because we did come from those traditional family backgrounds. It wasn't what our families envisioned for us necessarily, and it wasn't even what we envisioned for ourselves. I mean, we both, not to say we fought it, I think Lisa fought it a little bit more than I did, but we both were like, ooh, do we really want to be different? Do we really want to take these unconventional paths? At the end of the day, taking those paths really did pay off.
100%.
I think there's so much more that we'll say in future episodes about those paths we chose, whether it was college or our careers, and the ways that we kind of had to make it work sometimes on the conventional path. That's why we did our podcast in 2013, because we were like, okay, we're working to pay these bills, but we still want to do something fun and creative, which is kind of what we're doing now too. Mm-hmm. And it's the first time ever that I'm actually totally out on the limb saying like, this has got to work because this is it for me. So universe, hear us. I know the universe hears us. Lisa, bring us home into this cute little last segment of our first Cast Compass podcast. That went so fast. Hopefully half of it made sense.
I know.
And we're about to wrap it up here.
Fun segment, Cast Your Compass.
I love it.
Which is either a quick intention or reflection from each of us.
Great. What are you going to hit us with, Lisa?
There's something to be said for the fact that if you keep coming back to something and you're even given the thought of it, that it's something you're meant to carry out in your life.
When Lisa said this last night in her den pacing while we were prepping at midnight, I was like, I lost my mind in a good way. I was like, I love you. I love this. This is why I'm doing this with you. I'm obsessed. We've said this all the time, and I'm obsessed. Is there anything else you want to elaborate on there?
I mean, I'm not having ideas of being a paleontologist, so I'm not going to go out and be a paleontologist, right?
Right.
So, my passions are, writing and music and art, and I should have always gone in those directions. And I've had to pivot a little bit, to pay the bills and create a wonderful life and successful life. But those passions are still something, right, that I want a part of my life. And I believe that somewhere down the line, those thoughts and ideas will make me successful in even bigger ways. And that's me casting my compass.
I love that. And you even specifically meant us coming back to the podcast.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like we keep coming back to wanting to share our stories and everything else. And then also, of course, those other extra, feelings of the directions we should be going in.
Yeah. For sure. Mm-hmm. And we both, for all intents and purposes, have always wanted to be in front of a camera, have always wanted to perform. And so I feel like neither of us are really good at being anything other than ourselves.
Truth.
So this is our way to be able to honor what keeps coming up for us, coming back to this podcast, doing our social media, being on a web show. It's all the things. Really strange moment though just happened here.
I know the keyboard.
It's like someone touched the iPad.
Yeah, it was so weird.
A little bit strange.
Super strange.
And when we're talking about these things. So in talking about the universe hearing us, for this Cast Your Compass segment, this week for our first episode, I'm going to set an intention. And that intention is to work on my mindset over the next few weeks until we record again and shift my thinking from that of overwhelm and grind and this is so much and this is so hard to more of contentment, excitement, and pride for how much I've accomplished in these few months since being laid off in December and starting the Cast Compass. And instead of worrying so much about how's it going to work, when am I going to bring in that first big paycheck, I'm just going to know that I have everything I need and it's all coming to me and it's all already here. So I'm going to work on that, not being so overwhelmed and stressed.
I love that.
And continue to trust that I'm just on the right path.
I love that.
Amazing.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks, Lise. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in to our first episode of the Cast Compass. Do we have a title for this episode?
It's called Welcome to the Cast Compass.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 1.
Welcome to the Cast Compass.
No, seriously. Thank you, everyone.
No, yeah. Thank you so much for coming
and
listening and watching.
Yes. Follow and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if this feels like home already, which we really hope it does, leave us a review and share with a friend. We really want to just be able to help as many people as we can. And we'd love to hear more about what else you want to hear from us.
Yes, please share with us. Follow, share, like, subscribe. We don't know where we're putting this yet, but we're going to figure it out real soon.
We're gonna figure it out like we always do.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
The Cast Compass Podcast. New episodes every week.
Follow, rate, and share with someone who needs a little direction.